Afternoon, everybody. Yes, it is. It is Sunday, and I'm coming with a new market breakdown video. Let me just move this here. Oh, this is done. Okay, that's cool. And guys, I am back with a new video, and I will be breaking down Bitcoin and gold. I feel like these two will be moving in a nice way this coming week. So I thought maybe I should come to you guys, my 6 subscribers, and guys, before I forget, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram, Progressive Trading. I also send signals when I get a chance, free signals. I don't even charge anyone for signals. And my signals are always 90% accurate. You can go back and also I have to record a video regarding my NFP breakdown session, because I did break down the session and every analysis I made there went accordingly except for I think Xauusd. But then I did state in the video that I was not in the trade because I wasn't sure about it as much as these other trades. But then any other trade there went my way. The Nasdaq sell that I saw, it went that way. The odd USD sell that I saw, it went that way. So I'll make the breakdown video when I get a chance, or after this video actually. So now I just wanted us to let me share my screen so that we can go to gold and Bitcoin. Let me just charge my phone. And lately I've been having Wi-Fi problems. Okay, this is it. So I am going to actually start again and reanalyze. Let me just start with gold, with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is actually live right now still. So guys, well, I just want to show you guys this. Like, as you can see, I did have this set up last week and it did hit my TPs. So now I'm ready for buys personally. So let me just clear the charts so that I can show you guys what I'm talking about when I say I'm ready for buys for Bitcoin. So of course, what I do usually, I'll start on the daily with this one. Let me just zoom in. So I'll start on the daily with this one, right? So this is what we have on the Bitcoin market. Of course, I'm going to mark my high, which is this one, double top, and this is my low. We are on the daily, isn't it? So this is most likely going to be my low regarding the current market. And also I come back and say, you know what, if you're focusing on the current market, let me just take this part as my high. This is my current or most relevant high, and this is my most relevant low. So I zoom out the market and see what's happening, and I see that we have something like this around these areas. This pattern formed here. I am not going to draw another pattern on the support side because it doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes I don't really do it. As you can see how it is. So if you do want to do it, you can simply do something like this. But for me personally, well, let me leave it. Let me just leave it. This is it. We have 1, 2, but then this one was 2 in a form of a double bottom, right? And then we came back. We have this third touch here. Now we're moving correctively to the upside. And guys, the first thing you need to consider, or you need to see in the market, is the trend. And as you can see, we are in a bearish trend right here. So we're creating lower lows and higher lows, and lower highs. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to be. So scaling down to the 4-hour time frame, because there's nothing I can do in the 4 hours. Remember, in my previous videos, I did state that I consider two touches. Two touches make my trend valid. So I have this one, 2. It's 2 touches. My trend is now valid for me personally. And I have this one also, 1, 2. My trend is also valid again, right? So how about that? So we have 2 touches at the top and 2 touches at the bottom. And now we are in a correction. Now I want to state or make this, or address this pattern here, this correction that we had here, right? we had this correction right here. Now we impulse to the upside. Now what happens, you need to use your previous market structure as, you know, as an example. You can say right now we're facing a similar correction that was here, and we are most likely going to have an impulse like this. Now we scale down. Now we will scale down to the 1 hour time frame, and then I say, okay, let's see what we have here. Personally, I did see the previous market analysis, I had seen this area here as the area of significance for me personally as a strong area. So what I'm seeing happening here is that we're going to bounce around this area for a while before we impulse to the upside. So now me going about my buys is, first of all, before anything, we have this area here that I can say, you know what, I'm not in any trade right now, but then if I come back and I realize that, yo, we broke out of this area, then I am willing to wait for the retest here and go with it to the upside. But for now, I'm not seeing us going up there. I'm seeing us coming down here to form inverted head and shoulders. And also explaining it further, just like last week, I was, of course, focusing on the sales that were happening here, and they're quite corrective. I did also realize that this market was going to create a head and shoulder here, and it did come back, but then it didn't find support or resistance here. Resistance here. It turned before it even got to that point. So it made me realize that we have a pattern here, which is something like this, right? Because the market did not actually respect that. I'm going to avoid drawing a lot of trend lines because I know it might be confusing. Although I understand what's happening there, but this is what I'll show you guys. Now, what the market is going to do here is, for this trend line, what I'm saying is that if we break out this trend line, I'm expecting a retest on it and continuation to the upside. Now I know that we are ready for our buys. But then if we don't break out, like right now, I was waiting for it to, like, I had this impulse here. Right, this is a correction we are facing here. Right, so we might correct and touch the trend line once more and then impulse to the downside to these areas here. So when we get to these areas, personally, I'll be ready for buys. It's either we're going to get our buys here in terms of a head and shoulders. Let me just, in terms of a head and shoulders, right? Or we're going to get our buys here in terms of a double bottom, which is around these areas. So that's the future for Bitcoin. But now, in terms of long term, short term, we're having sales. I'm seeing sales here. You can enter your sales until these areas here. This will be your first TP and this might be your second TP. But then you need to keep an eye on it because these are short sales. These are not long term or swing trades. This is not a swing trade, and it might retest here to come and form a double bottom, and that will be confirmation, high confirmation. And I can easily say, you know what, I can take this here and I can pull it here and say, you know what, this is what we have somewhere on. This is what we're going to have. Right? Basically, okay, guys, they're calling me and I'll be back right now. Oh my God. This is something that we'll have, like something similar to this. I'll record another video, guys. Okay. Okay. I think I can just analyze because I wanted to show you guys what I meant when I said we are in a bearish market. Practically, we have also, let me just go back to the 4 hour time frame quick. We have this area here, right? whereby we can say we'll hit this. The third touch is the most significant touch. Possibly something something like that. So that's why you should look out for Bitcoin in the market now. Just going for gold because they're calling me, guys. They're calling me. Now for gold, we also have a similar situation to Bitcoin. Hence, I'm saying Bitcoin and gold right now they're quite, correlating. They're moving similarly. Although I don't use the correlations or whatever you call those things, whereby you say if this one is selling, this one will sell also. I don't do that. I analyze separately. As you can see, the analysis about me here. You know, so looking at this, we are in a bearish market, clean, and we have a double top on the highest. As you can see, we have a double top, and now we're on a bearish market. And double top, we are most likely going to come to these around these areas probably in a long run or something like that. But now focusing on the current structure, we have 1, 2, 3. If you want to say, you can say we have 1, 2, 3 touches here. So there's a possibility of us breaking out of this trend and coming back here to test, or you can say you have 1, 2 touches and look at how the market is moving right now. For me personally, the market is moving correctively right now towards the trend line. And on the trend line, we have 1, we have 2, we have our third touch here. Hence, I'm saying this trend within the bearish trend, we have a bullish trend. So for bullish trends, you look for buyers, and for bearish trends, you look for sells. So in this bullish trend, within the bearish trend, I'm looking for buyers, of which I have something like this. I'm going to wait for Monday to see what Monday is going to give us. And then after that, that's when I can see I will be trading. I'll enter my buys. Probably it might come back. It might come back, sell, and give us another touch on the market, or it might play around in the zone and then boom to the upside, right? That's that for me right now. And when you get to these areas, I'll be taking my profits definitely to see what the market will do. Because of course, when you get to this area, it's going to be our first touch, second touch, and give us potentially a third touch on this trend. And we might be looking for sales also in a long run. So something like this for gold, right? So that's what I'll be looking for or looking towards for gold and for Bitcoin, guys. And that's it for me. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And follow me on social media. I'll put my link on the description below. And hopefully we can grow as a team and make profits as a team. Thank you.